Welcome everyone. In today's video I'm going to do a weekly recap of all of the important news that happened in the Solana ecosystem last week. And the first bit of news comes from Solend. So Solend liquidity mining rewards for Sol, USDC, USDT, ETH and BTC will shift to borrows only on December 8th. So if we go into the website, we can see that the borrow APYs are all negative now, well, for the most part, because they're being incentivized with Solen tokens. So the borrow APY for Sol would normally be 5.81%, but we also have minus 11.93% from the Solend rewards, netting out to a minus 6.11% APY for borrowing Sol. The next piece of news comes from Tulip Protocol. So Tulip is now compounding all of its volts at approximately 10-minute intervals. So that should boost the APYs that you're receiving. More news from Tulip. So they've made some upgrades to leverage farming. So dual asset borrows is now available. So for example, if you're farming this Sol USDT pair, you can borrow Sol and you can also borrow USDT. So if you did dual asset borrowing, it will definitely affect your P&L curve. So that is something that you have to be aware of. They also show a new P&L value of your leverage positions, and rewards now track lifetime rather than since last. So these are some cool quality of life improvements they've made on Tulip. I'm super excited about the dual asset borrow because that opens up a whole new world of different leverage yield farming strategies that you can do as well. So the next piece of news comes from Cropper. CRP staking is now live. So the staking feature will be for a CRP single asset stake only. This gives CRP holders who prefer staking to yield farming the chance to grow their CRP bag without the daily attention yield farming often demands. So the longer you stake, the higher the rewards will be. And if you stake for 12 months, you'll get double the rewards versus if you only stake for 1 month. And the next piece of news comes from Invariant Labs. So they've come out and introduced themselves. So they're another Uniswap V3 style concentrated liquidity DEX. So this will be interesting to see the whole concentrated liquidity style DEX landscape on Solana, because we have Invariant Labs, I think Creamer Finance, Cyclos Finance, and Orca are also working on their own concentrated style liquidity product. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. I myself believe that it's not really necessary in a ecosystem like Solana, given the fact that we already have a strong order book DEX like Serum, which a lot of other DEXs utilize, and the fact that we already have order books means that for the most part concentrated style liquidity isn't really needed. But I would definitely be happy to be wrong on that, because I think, you know, the more competition we have out there, the cheaper fees we get and the better swaps that we get overall. So Invariant is currently on its devnet, so you can go ahead, try out the swap function as well as providing liquidity. I tend to think that it's, you know, worthwhile using all of these devnets because sometimes you get rewarded for it. Next piece of news comes from Prism. So they've introduced themselves as well. So Prism is a new decentralized exchange aggregator. They're trying to find you the best prices for your trades across various different AMMs like Radium and Orca, Saber, Serum, index pools. Like, they've integrated most of the major DEXs into Prism, so you can go onto the website, type in whatever swap you want, and then find all the different routes there. It's very similar to Jupiter Aggregator, and it's probably Jupiter Aggregator's best competition right now. But we also have some more news from Prism. So they're announcing the Prism Airdrop, and I'll talk about what exactly qualifies you to get the airdrop. So they took a snapshot on November the 3rd, and if anyone has traded on Symmetry Swap before, you can likely get an airdrop. But the requirements are that you have traded at the minimum $100 worth of volume and at least 10 transactions, and then you'll be able to receive 9,000 Prism for doing so. You can receive 90,000 Prism for doing $5,000 worth of volume and 100 transactions, which, you know, seems rather high. It appears that only 6,585 people are eligible to claim this airdrop out of the 220,000 people who have used Symmetry Swap. So they narrowed this down by quite a bit. We'll see what effect this has on the community. I expect a lot of people will kind of feel burnt on this. So just taking a look at the Symmetry Finance token itself, there are some benefits. So 50% of the fees from Prism Aggregator platform are used to buy and burn the Prism token. And then also 50% of the fees are airdrops to Prism token stakers. And then other projects can actually host Prism aggregator as like their swap function, and then 20% of the fees go to the host platform that integrates the aggregator, and then 80% goes back to Prism aggregator where they do the buy and burn, and then fees being airdropped to Prism token stakers. So this kind of incentivizes people to not immediately dump their tokens, and we'll see how well this does. It's just a shame that they're going to be doing this airdrop and their IDO in such rough current market conditions. So if you want to check to see whether or not you can actually qualify for the airdrop, just go to the Prism aggregator website, log into your wallet, and then click this up here, and it will tell you how many swaps you've done, your volume, and how much Prism that you're entitled to. And the next piece of news comes from Drift. So they've added 2 new markets for everyone to trade on. So that's the Lunar Perps and Avalanche Perps, and you can trade them both with 5x leverage. What's cool about Drift is all they need theoretically is just an oracle, and they can spin up any market that they want. So I'm looking forward to all of the new markets that Drift will add in the future, and I expect they'll be able to add a lot, because with Mango markets they physically need the tokens to be able to trade there, but with Drift all they need is an oracle, and because of their virtual AMM design, it means that basically anything can be traded. So the next news comes from Port Finance. So they've announced a collaboration with InsureAce, so users can now purchase smart contract insurance coverage on Port Finance. So this is something that's been sorely needed in the Solana ecosystem for a while. I mean, so the Solana DeFi ecosystem has been around for roughly a year, and there hasn't been much chatter about insurance protocols, but it seems to be that we're moving in the right direction for this. So if you want to purchase insurance on anything that you have in Port Finance, you can go ahead and do that. The next piece of news comes from Aurora. So they've updated this dashboard, so you can come here, see lots of different statistics about the Ori token itself, market cap, circulating supply, the price, as well as the Ori staking dashboard. So we have the flexible pool and the locked pool. Flexible pool means that you can instantly stake or unstake your Ori. So the locked pool means that you're not able to unlock your tokens before the 26th of May 2022, but the APR is higher to compensate. So if you really believe in Ori in the long term, then it might make sense to stake up your token in the locked pool. And then also we have here just information about the NFTs, and it gives you a link to go ahead and buy one. The next piece of news comes from UpFi. So this is a new algo stable on Solana. They've got some news. The farming pool update. So they've replaced the UpFi USDC farming pool with UpFi 3 pool farming, and they've released a new stable swap feature. So if you go to the website, we can see they have a try crypto pool here. So this is UpFi, USDC, and USDT. If you LP in this pool, you can get 19.5% APR, which is respectable, especially given the current market conditions. It might make sense to do some stablecoin yield farming right now if you believe that we're going to go into a bit of a chop or even a bear market. But if we use the swap function here, let's just do USDC to USDT. Let's do 1000. You're only going to get 998 USDT back. So doing stable swaps here probably isn't worth your time right now. You should probably wait for the TVL of the try crypto pool to like go above 1 million, and you should start getting better swaps then. The next piece of news comes from Marinade Finance. So they're doing their 5th and final wave in the retroactive airdrop. So if we go to the website, so if you staked MSOL between September 13th and September 30th, you can connect your wallet and then collect some Marinade Finance tokens. So the last piece of news today comes from Acumen. So Acumen is a money market here on Solana. Users on Acumen can now use their Mercurial Finance LP tokens as collateral while still earning MER rewards. Users can borrow LP tokens, use them as collateral, and also earn Acumen Finance tokens while doing so. So if you're looking to get some capital efficiency out of your Mercurial Finance LP tokens, then you can go ahead, deposit into Acumen Finance, and then borrow against it. So that was all of the important news that I wanted to cover for this week. So thanks for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.
And we are left to wonder, who will save us now? I will.